Sorry, I have to cut across to that. An important piece of breaking news that's coming in. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy has made a dig. In fact, he's made a big announcement at the International Diplomatic Alliance meet in the national capital. And let me quote him where he says that I'm here to invite you to Visakhapatnam, which will be our capital. I will also be shifting to Vizag, he says, and he goes on to invite everyone, all the colleagues, to see for themselves how easy it is to do business in Andhra Pradesh. That's a big announcement that's been made by Jagan. Let's actually cut across to that reaction first.
Here I am to invite you to Visakhapatnam, which is going to be our capital in the days to come. I myself would also be shifting over to Visakhapatnam in the months to come as well. And we are organizing this global summit, investor summit in Visakhapatnam on March 3rd and 4th. And I take this opportunity to personally invite all of you
So Amravati to Visakhapatnam, that's a big announcement that's been made by Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy. This in fact was done at the International Diplomatic Alliance meet in the national capital. Let me actually take this across to my colleague Swastika, who's joining us on the broadcast. Swastika, big announcement there. How do we read this?
Well, there are legal impediments, of course, with regards to the three capital issue in Andhra Pradesh. Remember, Amravati continues to be the sort of official capital of the state, but Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy is steadfast in his decision of moving to Vizag, and he wants to make Vizag as the main capital of Andhra Pradesh, Kurnool as the legal capital of Andhra Pradesh, and Amravati as the legislative capital of Andhra Pradesh. But the main focus and the administrative sector has to be Vizag. And this is because Jagan Mohan Reddy's government believes to develop a new capital such as Amravati, and he squarely blames Naidu for doing nothing. It's a huge task, in fact, that would require a lot of expenditure on the state's budget, and that is something that they don't see feasible at all. With Vizag being a ready destination, considering that it's also going to play host to the upcoming Investors Summit, Jagan is coming up and is trying to enhance Vizag, and his decision and very prompt way of saying that he's going to move to Vizag very soon, despite the legal impediment, shows that he is very much going to rake up the three capital issue once again and fight for Vizag to be made as the main one.
Right. Swastika, I'd request you to stay on with us. Mr. Krishna S Rao of the BJP is also joining us. Mr. Rao, the fact that we're talking about Andhra Pradesh's tri-capital plan, that we could possibly have seen how it received a shot in the arm after the Supreme Court deciding to stay the Andhra Pradesh High Court judgment. Now that Jagan is going ahead and making these claims that he in fact will be shifting to Visakhapatnam, how do you read this?
See, Jagan is the first time Chief Minister, and I see a lot of obfuscation in the decisions he's making. You don't change a capital because there is an investor summit coming, or you don't make an announcement that callously about changing the capital. See, he has passed a resolution in the assembly, and then he revoked that about three capitals. Then the court has given a say on the earlier order of the High Court. Now he believes that he can go ahead and do what he wants. Otherwise, he cannot just transfer himself to a city and say that, that should be the capital. Then he should probably go back to the assembly and seek an opinion of the entire assembly, and then probably think of having a discussion to move forward. First of all, what happened to the existing capital? That's a big question. So what he's doing has no structure, and he's not decisive. I think these issues of being politically motivated about a capital should not be politically motivated. That's what Bharatiya Janata Party believes. If at all there is a consensus about a capital, we don't have an issue. But the consensus process has to be done well. It has to be democratic, and he has to explain why the existing capital is not fit enough and why he's choosing three other capitals.
And yet, why Mr. Rao, there is something that is emboldening him. What do you think that is? Why make this announcement?
No, I think the election year is coming up fast. he has to make a decision somehow. If he doesn't, then the people will ask, what have you done for the last 5 years? How did we run without a capital? So he now understands he's at a intersection where he has to make a decision, and he's using the investor summit to make a decision. It doesn't actually go well with the public, because the public are not going to be silent if you're going to make ad hoc decisions just because there is an event coming up.
All right. Mr. Krishna S Rao, thank you so much for joining us on the broadcast. Taking this back to my colleague Swastika, who continues to be with us. Swastika, Mr. Rao also making that point of how the Supreme Court had stayed that under High Court judgment of completing the construction of Amravati as the sole capital of the state within 6 months. Now that was done in November, 2 months after that, he has gone on to make this sort of an announcement. Do you think that decision has emboldened it?
Well, as far as the state government stand is concerned, they're not going to budge when it comes to this particular demand. In fact, this is one of their main issues where they've been at the loggerheads with TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu. Remember, it was Naidu who wanted to turn and develop Amravati in the same model that he claims to have worked with in when it came to developing Hyderabad when he was the chief minister of United Andhra Pradesh. Now cut to the present situation, Jagan believes that in Amravati there is absolutely nothing. It's just barren land, something that he has said in his own words. And for him to develop a capital within his tenure, that is something which it is, he says this is an completely impossible task. And second, he says that Naidu had sold the lands to different people to help them grow their business in Amravati.
Okay. All right, Swastika, thank you so much for that. We'll keep an eye on this story as this announcement is just about being made. In fact, Mr. Dinakar Lanka of the BJP is also joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Dinakar, thank you so much. The fact that this announcement has been made by the Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister, talking about shifting to Vizag altogether and making that as a capital of the state, your views, sir?
It is absolutely wrong notion in which he is driving the people of Andhra Pradesh, most particularly Jagan Reddy. He should understand what Honorable High Court has given stay about the capital of Andhra Pradesh. And Amravati continues as the capital of Andhra Pradesh as per the interim judgment verdict given by the Honorable High Court. And the matter is now pending in Supreme Court. Honorable Chief Minister went to the Supreme Court to pray regarding to the stay given by the High Court. In this circumstances, Supreme Court hasn't given any verdict. That means the stay which has given by the Honorable High Court is continuing. That means Amravati is the capital. It is just a diversion of the public attention from the failures of the Jagan Reddy. Is trying to make these illogical and illegitimate announcements. It is not possible to carry Visakhapatnam as the capital. Practically, it is not possible as of now because the matter is in Supreme Court. It is sub judice. Matter is sub judice.
Okay. All right. Mr. Lanka, thank you so much for joining us. We'll have to leave it at that. We're slipping into a very, very short break. With that, more news and updates continue on the other side. Stay tuned.